I love Dragon Quest Tact. I really do. The monsters, the music, the strategic gameplay, not to mention the endorphin rush I get when I finally pull my 5th King She Slime. I've made a lot of videos about this game, and I will continue to make a lot of videos about this game, but that doesn't say that this game doesn't exactly have some issues, and there's some aspects of the games I don't like. In this video, I'm going to go over the 6 things that I really don't like about this game, and 6 things that they could do a lot better. Starting off with the stamina refill rate. Now, if you guys don't know what stamina is, that's your way of actually playing the game. Most dungeons will require the stamina play, with a few exceptions such as Battle Rose. Now, this is actually fine and dandy, and does help limit the gameplay and make it so you can't just sit there and play all day and keep raising your CP and gaining resources and stuff like that. So it's fine. It's limitations, and every single gacha game that I've ever played has had some sort of stamina system to it. It's fine. However, what's not fine is how long it takes for stamina to recharge in Dragon Quest Tact. 1 stamina takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes to replenish. So that means any dungeon that costs you 12 stamina, which is actually a lot in Dragon Quest Tact, will actually cost you 1 hour of time to completely refill. Now, that's a really long time in my opinion. When I started playing another game called Puzzles and Dragons, it was actually 10 minutes, which was absolutely painful. Especially when you only had like 27 stamina at the start, and dungeons cost anywhere between 3 and 25, and there were some dungeons I couldn't even do because I didn't have enough stamina, but that's neither here nor there. It was 10 minutes, and that was awful. Eventually, it did go down to 5, which is what Tact was, so I'm a little bit used to the 5, but then ultimately it went down to 3, which I felt was the perfect time for stamina refill. 3 minutes. By the time you're clearing most dungeons, you'll also have, rejuvenated 1 or 2 stamina by then. And, that's a good way to keep the game progressing at a pretty steady pace. Now, what I would like to honestly see is the passport be useful in this sense. Right now with the passport, you really don't get much. You get the very fast battle speed, which we'll get to later, and also you'll get the +1 EXP and gold quest for $4.49 a month. That's fine. You really don't get a lot, and it's not the most useful thing in the world. The extra gold is always nice because gold is a big problem in this game, which I actually did not add to this list. But because again, that's only like really time management. Once you're done building a team you want to build, gold is probably not even an issue for you. But ultimately, in the passport, I would like to see maybe a recharge rate of your stamina. Come faster, or maybe you get 1 free refill a day. Because right now the only way to refill it is with medicinal herbs, which only heal 50, which is weird, and also using your gems, which if you look at the gems, it heals you 80 for 40 gems. It's a little bit weird. I wish that it wasn't like that. I wish it was just a free refill, and granted, it does toggle over, as you see on my screen. It's 76 out of 56 from when I leveled up to rank 4. It does toggle over, so I mean, I don't know why it's limited. I guess it's just so the game could program itself to not continue to replenish and earn more. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird the way that they do it in Tact. And I wish that there was a way to enhance that, maybe with the passport, making it up to 3 minutes, or just having a way with the passport you could actually go ahead and replenish your stamina 1 time a day for absolutely free. Moving on to the next part of this game that I actually really dislike, and that is actually battle speeds. I don't just hate this in Tact. I hate this in any game that also offers battle speeds. As you can see, I have it on speed normal. Watch how slow this is. This is borderline unplayable. Here's the speed. I'm going to move. There we go. Going to move him up here. Now let's go for an attack. Let's just attack this metal time over here. And I get a crit. Nice. Look how slow that was, though. It's so unplayable. And now, for free, you could actually enhance this up to what's called fast, which is, a little bit more manageable. It's actually a lot more doable, and then you could obviously pair it up with auto and just kind of set it and forget it. Now, there is very fast, but you have to pay for it. That's what they leave out. It's part of the battle pass. So it's like a premium speed that's actually a more manageable speed, in my opinion. But you actually can't get that speed. Because you have to pay for it, and why pay for something that should really be free? I've never liked the speeds. Every game I've ever seen that has this incorporation, I always think it's a really bad add-on. It's kind of cheeky, in my opinion, and it makes the game a little bit less enjoyable. The other thing I want to talk about before I kill this last little mouse slime is the lack of actual gameplay mechanics to this board. As you can see, this board is completely hazardous. Now, this is meant because it's actually like a little bit of an event daily dungeon. It's meant to be easy. But most stages are completely like this. Most of them are going to be completely linear, with maybe a few hazards here and there, a few different like route control. What I would like to see in actual Tact is some height elevation, maybe a ridge that's +1, +2. At +1, physical attacks could still get you, but you maybe get additional range on your magic and ranged attacks. +2 physical attacks can't get you, and then you also get, you know, +1 range on your physical attack, but if you jump down you take damage. I'd love to see stuff like that. Incorporate different levels of gameplay mechanics that make your mages feel a little bit safer, because I don't know about you, but this game is very much a chase. It's whoever can get to the monster faster who's going to be able to do points, and there's not really much strategy to the sense of, oh man, I'm going to run away from this monster, or I'm going to close in and chase on this monster. If they add in these little height elements where maybe they have like a 3x1 mountain that goes into a 2x1 mountain, they're all +1 in terms of elevation, and the last one here is maybe like a 2x1 or a 1x1 that's +2, and you can sit there and you can kind of scope, and if there's other casters, they could get you as well. Physical attackers can't get you at +2, but you could get them. You know, maybe it does less damage, but it has a higher range. There's a whole different, you know, series of events that these guys can go into to make the battle a little bit more thrilling, because as of right now it's a little bit dull. It's very much a chase, and it's very, you know, easy to kind of just like set it on auto and just not really care anymore. So I'd like to see, you know, the battle and the actual gameplay of this game enhanced just a little bit. Moving on to number 4, let's go through the list of my party members real quick. You may notice something. Keep on looking. Keep on looking. And finally, keep on looking. You may notice one thing. Now, I don't have any duplicate monsters, and that's not necessarily by choice. That's because Dragon Quest Tact actually forces you to not be able to have duplicates of, well, anything. You can't have duplicate monsters, you can't have duplicate weapons, and you can't have duplicate armors either. I think this is a little bit of a problem for the game. You know, I understand where they're coming from. They don't really want you to have multiples of the same monster just so you could run that team. For example, you know, imagine running 5 of Dragonlord's base forms. That would be really, really overpowered in a sense, but also not, because of the sense that, like, yeah, he's strong in one asset, but he's weaker in other assets as well. Now, what happens when you actually draw a duplicate is that you see these little like icons here, especially a royal reptile, living statue, and like orc chefstain, draw drone. These are called awakenings. When you obtain a duplicate of a monster, it becomes an awakening, which is fine until it maxes out. And then at that point, every so often you'll also get an award. So for example, with draw drone, every 10 you get a silver Mindini medal. What you then use is you could trade those in at the swap shop. You come over to special, and then there is your mini medal swapping, and you can do so for silver. As you can see, I've gotten 35 already. 35 duplicates plus the 2 S rank, well, 1 S rank and the A rank as well. But I have no duplicates in my monsters. It's a little bit of a shame. I wish that you would have the ability to choose whether you want to, or say for example you have a fully awakened monster already, and at that point they ask you, do you want the item or do you want a second copy? I understand that this also like limits, you know, CP grinding. You can't just like grind up a whole bunch of E ranks to E5 or F5 and just keep getting higher CPs and grinding that way. But I don't know. What if I really, really, really wanted to use 2 lemon slimes? I mean, come on. They're adorable. Look at them. They're little yellow slime. They look a little bit unsure. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like they could incorporate things like no duplicate dungeons if they don't want you to go in with monsters that are a certain criteria. No duplicate S ranks, no duplicate A's, or like whatever. Just enforce some sort of rules. I've pulled way more mushroom mages than I could absolutely care for. And I would rather have the option to either choose for an item, an awakening, or a multiple copy of that. And maybe you could limit that. Maybe you could say, hey, listen, you can only have 3 copies of an A rank, 5 copies of anything B or lower, and like 1 copy of an S rank, whatever. You could find limitations. You can find a workaround, But it's really kind of annoying when you pull a duplicate and it doesn't really do anything for you. Pulling 3,000 gems and getting nothing out of it, just 10 monsters that are either going to be awakenings or, an item. It's really a waste. Which leads me to the next topic, which are pulls are absolutely garbage in this game. I've never in my life seen a game that's so absolutely cruel. You save up 3,000 gems, and all you get for it is a lousy stamp. And if you're lucky, maybe you walk away with 1 or 2 monsters. As I mentioned before, I've pulled 3,000 gems several times and walked away with absolutely nothing. Just items or awakenings. It really sucks. It really puts a damper on pulling, especially saving up for 3,000 gems. I feel that if you save up for the 3,000 gems, you get a stamp. Maybe you get a guaranteed A. Maybe you just get a higher rate for A's or S's, whatever it may be. If you're saving up for the 3,000 gems and 10 pulls, there needs to be some sort of incentive to it. Dragon Quest of the Stars does it. If you pull with the 3,000s, you get a guaranteed 5-star. Almost every gacha game I've ever played, if you pull like the upgraded pull on it, you get some sort of incentive. You guys have seen it. I've spent tens of thousands of gems on searching for Dragonlord, who I did not get. And all I got was an S rank stamp for it. And I got a King She Slime. And it's like one of the hits of the Dragon Quest community. My reaction to getting a King She Slime, which I won't show again. If you guys want to see it, there's 2 videos that feature it. But imagine like you save up for 15,000 gems. You get the guaranteed A rank. It's very, very likely that you're getting 49 monsters that you already have had and are useless to you. Or if you save up for the guaranteed S rank, you're most likely getting 99 monsters that are absolutely useless to you, especially if you've pulled a lot. It's a little bit of a waste. It kind of really puts a damper on pulling, and it makes me not want to pull at times, which is kind of sad because this is a game where the monsters are the features, and I love Dragon Quest monsters, and I want the monsters. But saying, hey, listen, I'm missing this monster, the odds of me pulling them are pretty low, I'm just not even going to bother. And that kind of sucks. I hope that they do something to fix this in the future. Where either coincide it where you could have duplicates of those monsters, or there's just better rates, because the rates right now are absolutely dismal. Now, I grew up playing Dragon Quest. I grew up and played Dragon Quest for a really long time. I played Dragon Quest Monsters. I played Dragon Quest 2, Kobe and Tara. I played Joker. Every monster game that came out, I was a huge fan of. And one thing that I was a really big fan of was the ability to raise a monster to actually be usable despite what it was. You could bring a slime, you could get like level 99, and they learn Magic Burst, for crying out loud. They could be extremely useful. Dragon Quest Tact doesn't really offer that. Dragon Quest Tact, you'll see a lot of the top 10% of monsters. S ranks, A ranks, and even some S ranks aren't even like used. And then some B ranks. But most B ranks and anything lower are going to just be completely useless unless you're Platypus. Platypus is a YouTube channel. I'll link him in the description. He is amazing. He makes a whole bunch of free-to-play teams that require no monsters that you could only obtain through banners or through pulling. These are all monsters that you obtain through free gameplay that he uses to complete higher level dungeons. Now, he's a savant when it comes to this. So that's not for everybody, and not everybody will have that thought process on how to go about doing that, but definitely check him out because he's definitely got a great YouTube channel, great videos, great content, and great tips and tutorials. I'll link them in the description down below. But if you're not per Platypus and you're looking at these monsters, you're like, oh man, I really want to take this slime to go beat up Zoma. There's absolutely no shot. Well, one, because Zoma's not in the game, but also because, it's a slime. Now, if you actually look at these monsters, and I don't think that you could, unfortunately, you can't show him at max. I know in like the swap shop, you could actually go see the max level monsters, but for S ranks, I think, and maybe some A ranks. But for F ranks, I don't even think these guys can learn abilities. Oh, they can. They can learn one ability. So what I was thinking is maybe, for example, you get this guy to F5. You get him to max level. Then you have a chance to tier him up, either to E rank or maybe an F+1. He becomes a little bit more usable. He gets a third skill maybe. He gets some additional perks. Maybe his awakenings get reset and he has a chance to actually earn more awakenings. Whatever it may be. I'm a big fan of nothing being left behind and nothing being useless. And I understand that these monsters need to be of a better grade and a better tier altogether. But it makes me really sad that they have all these monsters in the game and only 10% of them will be used. Again, like I'm a little bit old school, so it's like outside of going through like your battle road where you're kind of forced into using some of these monsters, you know, they're kind of just there for collection, and that makes me really sad. Well, that's all I have for you guys. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you disliked it, feel free to hit the dislike button, but please, please, please comment down in the comment section down below what you didn't like and what I could do moving forward to make better content for you guys. And as always, if you guys love the videos, make sure to subscribe, get the bell on, share it with your friends, and look forward to more Dragon Quest Tact content. And we stream almost every single day. So if you guys are watching this video, check out our stream. We always interact with the chat. We stream, like I said, almost every single day. Sometimes I understand it might not be a game that you're interested in, but we're always here to have a conversation. We don't ignore anybody. So if you're joining the stream, you want to chat, just hang out a little bit. Even if you're not watching the video, but you just kind of want to chat and support the channel, feel free to stop on in at any point. We stream every day, barring most Sundays, because we have our niece and she's a baby. So it's kind of hard to stream when you have a baby. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Yo. Big Sharp Gaming.